Right, slightly different video today. No gameplay with this one in particular. I wanted to have a little bit of a chat and talk about car boot sales. First of all, I'm going to address the fact that we're at a slightly different angle. The camera is very close to my face. Two reasons. One, because I don't need to position any footage on the camera on the side of the screen. And also, my cat has come back from the vet. You can't see, but on the other side of her belly, bless her, she's been shaved and had a little... She's got some stitches in, bless. She's a bit... You all right, Teagues? You okay? Gonna attack me on camera? No, she's all right. But yeah, she's feeling a little bit sorry for herself, bless. So she's just chilling in the corner of the room. Right, back to it. Got confused then. Yeah, so car boot sales. The reason I want to do a video on car boot sales and why I've done the thumbnail as I have, and why I've stopped going to car boot sales. Look, the cat's run off now. Basically, I'm hoping, it's not that I've stopped going to car boot sales, I have in the last 12 months, but I'm kind of hoping this video will G me up a little bit and make me want to go to a car boot sales next year, because it's kind of how my brain works. I'll show a couple of examples now. For example, if there's something I'm not interested in, or if there's something everyone's doing that I'm not necessarily a fan of or want to do, once I sort of talk about it, that I don't like doing it, I kind of plant a seed in my own head subconsciously. For example, one thing I can remember is I was going with Retro Ed UK up to, oh, she's back, sitting in a PlayStation 2 box. Thank you. That's retro. Thank you very much. Ruining a box. Yeah, we was on the way up to Black Country Games Fair, and I was talking about, I think I was just saying I'm like some of the handhelds not that into, and I was like, yeah, not really that into Game Boy cartridges, I think. And then I was talking to him about why I'm not, and I started planting seeds of, I was talking about openly, like objectively both sides of it, and then we got there and I ended up looking for Game Boy games and buying some. That's kind of how my brain works. I don't understand myself, to be honest. So I'm kind of hoping this video is going to make me subconsciously plant a seed to go to car boot sales next year. So I'm going to tell you why I haven't been to any. So this is, I mean, car boot sales, sometimes you'll go to one, you get a bit of a buzz, and then you go again and you go again. You know, you get excited for what you find. You might get the odd one, you get a bit disheartened, you don't find something, or someone beats you to the punch, or it's not really worth your time getting out of bed. So then you lose momentum and you miss the odd time and you go back. And if you have a bad time then, you might give it, you know, more distance for the next time you go. So some years, it depends. It's not always just weather. It can be on what you find there, what pickups you get. It might be that you're busy, all these different contributing factors. But I haven't been to one car boot sale this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mitch, if you're watching from Retro Rummage, and Scott Sega Saturn Lad, because both those guys are local to me, and we've all got the same local car boot sale. And those guys are always there. They're like kings of car boot sales. They're the OG champs. They're always tearing up the fields and beating me to everything. So I normally see them. Apologies if the cat's craziness is coming out on audio. So they normally see me about. And if they have seen me this year, please let me know. So not that I can remember. I know my wife sold. So you might have seen my missus there at the car boot sale. But I don't think I was with her when she sold this year. I was when she sold last year. And I went a handful of times. So some years are busier than others. Sometimes you go a fair few times. Sometimes you don't. And for me, I just stopped going this year. And I'm aware it's at the end of August. So I was thinking earlier, like, I was just watching another video today at work and on my lunch, and someone mentioned about car boot sales, and it just made me think, like, I really haven't been to a car boot sale in forever. And I thought, hold on, it's been a whole year. And I was like, well, we're at the end of August now, so it's very unlikely that the season's going to change. I'm actually going to catch one this year because I'm busy this weekend, I'm busy next weekend, and so on. There has been opportunities where I could go to a car boot sale, and I'm very lucky because you get very, very early car boot sales where you've got to be there like at 5, by 6 everything's gone, or people are queuing up to get in. I'm very lucky. My one's considered a bit of a lazy bones one, so like the Saturdays from 7, and it's a very good car boot sale. Like, you could just do that one and get enough. It's a very fast, big field, and it's literally, like, I could walk there, but, you know, I don't. I drive 5 minutes rather than walk 15 minutes. It's literally within a 5-minute drive, not even that. And then on Sunday, it's every Saturday and Sunday it's actually open from 8 for buyers. There's old Kitty Faloo down there. So, yeah, I've got no reasons why I wouldn't want to go. And there has been times in the last few weeks where I have been free on a Saturday or Sunday, but I've just been like, do you know what? I'm just going to stay in. I'm going to wake up. You know, if I haven't got anything to do, I'm going to wake up and just, you know, have a coffee, play some games and just chill. So I have thought about going car boot sale last month. It definitely has crossed my mind. But the reason for me not going, I'm kind of looking to this pile in the corner. I always have like stuff I want to trade in, and I feel like I was really hitting the car boot sales. And what my problem was, I was picking up things for the sake of picking up things, just because I knew it was a good deal. So let me know if you've probably, I'm sure you've all, as collectors, this has happened to a lot of people. So like, for example, I would see something, it's £1 or 50p, very common things to be £1 at a boot sale, everything's £1, you know, and it'd be a game, it'd be £1, and they just say, all games are £1, and you have a look, you know, you might look on CX and whatnot, and it won't be a game I necessarily want. It could be any game, any console, but it might be a game I already have. But I'm just aware it would cost more in CEX. So if I can see a game it's £1 and I know it's worth £5 or £10, I feel obliged to buy it. I think, oh, I could flip that in. You know, the trade might only be £3, turn £1 to £3 sort of thing. But the reality of it is, I don't really do it. I end up getting all this stuff. Oh, someone might want that. I feel like an idiot for not picking it up. So I'm like, well, that's £5 in the shop. I can get it here for £1. Or that's £4 in CEX. Here it's 50p. So I was picking lots of games up. And it was kind of fun because I had a time where I was doing like videos where I was doing like games which are under £5, and I was discovering games, you know, things I wouldn't normally pick up, like loads of like, you know, original Xbox games and just random PS2 games I've never heard of, and I'll just play them for half an hour, and then I'll just, you know, give them away or take them to CX or charity shop. But I don't always go to CX. It's not one within walking distance. I'm split between Southend and Basildon. It's easier to drive to Basildon from here, technically, even though Southend's probably closer for mileage. And yeah, it's like a 10-minute drive. And in parking, walking to town. It's not very, the high streets near me aren't very healthy and not very booming. They're just coffee shops and Primark chicken shops. There's not really like, it's not like when I travel around and like go to like, for example, I'm at Norfolk recently. If you go to Norwich, the high street's still booming. It's like it was 10, 20 years ago. It's like it was in the 90s or early noughties. But around where I live, there's not much going on. Everything's sort of caved into a KFC or a coffee shop. There's not many like private independent stores, and even the big chains, some of them are going, you know, and probably, I'm sure you guys have seen the same sort of thing. So we don't really have many reasons to go to, you know, high streets unless I'm, I don't know, Matalan going on holiday and need a pair of shorts. I very rarely go looking for shopping for myself. My wife does all her shopping online, like I'm sure most people do and women do these days. But yeah, I don't really have a reason to go. So I end up building up this pile of stuff. And I ended up with a massive pile. This is nothing, by the way. There's just a few bits down there in this corner of things that I wanted to trade in. Not all of it is, to be fair. The micro stuff, I still just don't know what I'm bloody doing with it. But this area here was just completely full of games. And I just never got round to, I couldn't keep up with it sort of thing. Unless you got something you want to swap it or trade it in for. I traded a load of stuff and I just had loads of credit at CX, and I kind of, it came in handy at one point because the credit I had, I actually just had it for ages, kept getting all these receipts. It's hard to keep up with them. Do you know what I mean? You've got different receipts, different amounts. It's handy if you want to get a big hitter or something like that. But once you've got everything you want to get, it does become a bit pointless. Perfect example, like my friend Mitch at Retro Rummage, I think he might have experienced the same thing when we were speaking. Is like he was buying all the games he wanted, all the PS1 games he wanted. He was getting everything he wanted. He got some big hitters, all the big Pokemon games. But once you've got what you've got, the excitement dulls down a little bit. Don't get me wrong, he's still out hunting at the moment, I believe. He doesn't do, you know, he's not doing so much videos on YouTube, but he's still out hunting. And he still enjoys going to the car boot. But you do lose that little bit of fire in your belly when you've got something to aim for. Once that's taken away, you do get a bit blasé with it. It's not as exciting, do you know what I mean? So if you've got everything you want, it does become a little bit pointless, if you know what I mean with that. So yeah, I had nothing really that I wanted. There was no particular big hitter I was looking for in particular. So I had some credit. I was getting the odd thing. Like, it was handy if a Switch game come out, I could get it, you know, second-hand copy. And then I actually ended up using the credit because I started doing that Sega Game Gear UK tour. And then I thought, yeah, if I'm at CX, I can just get the odd loose cart game. So that was really fun. So I used a lot of my backlog credit for that. And then what I started doing was just keeping things in my car. So if I pass a retro gaming shop, like I kept on thinking, well, travelling around, I might pass Scott, Sega Zombie in Ipswich, on the A12 I could swing in. Like the last thing, for example, I had, or Miso or Retro Hunter, last thing I had was the Retro Hunter. I was passing just to go see some friends in Lee. I'm always going that way. And so what I do, I thought I'd keep stuff in my car. So I passed, I thought, right, I'll have a look. And he had loads of Wii games I wanted. And I had another spare box GameCube I didn't want, an Indigo one, because I've already got a loose GameCube I play with, a silver one. I've got orange boxed. There's an actual silver box one there. I had a purple one as well, pointless. So don't need that many. And I could play the bloody GameCube on a Wii if I wanted to. That's how good, save that for another video, me and my bloody Wii. So I took it out of the car, saw it, and then took it with me. And then, he told me what he'd give me trade for it. I thought I'd have a look around, and I was like, yeah, brilliant. There's loads of Wii games I wanted, because I was on a Wii Flex at the moment and kind of still am with the retro. And I picked up a pile of games. A lot of people probably think that's stupid, swapping a GameCube for just fodder Wii games, but it's my money, man. That's what I wanted to do. So that's what I did. So I finally got rid of all the backlog of stuff, and now I'm at a point where I haven't got a big load of stuff, but I'm just scared that I'm going to get put in that position again, because it's really hard. You go there and you'll just see some game, I don't know, you'll see like Manhunt 1 or whatever, like not a pricey one, Manhunt 2, even though Manhunt 2 on the Wii is very affordable, and you've got the copy or you've got the double, and you'll see it so much cheaper than CEX, but then you think, oh, I'll get it, a friend might want it, or I could flip it in. But I wasn't really going CEX enough. I find it a bit of a chore, especially for hardware. I remember picking up at car boot sales a gaming mat for 50p, and I looked, trading for £6. That's great. What is that, 500% profit more? Really, really good deal. I'm rubbish at maths, you probably realise that. It's a lot more. And but you take it there, any bit of hardware, they give you an hour slot. It's so annoying. I've gone to football before, to West Ham, and I've thought, right, I'll park at Stratford, I'll go there, and then you drop it off, and then I'm thinking, I'm going to miss kick-off in a minute, because they're taking so long, So I do find CX a bit of a chore. So it's great for independent stores trading stuff in, but I just didn't like having the backlog of everything. I was just picking up things for the sake of picking it up. And I haven't been to one car boot sale, I don't think. But Scott and Mitch, you're watching, please correct me if I'm wrong. If I have, maybe it's just one. I definitely have been to many. But I'm hoping this will, me saying this out loud and watching it back, it might make me want to go, oh yeah, I'm going to go out looking again. Because it is a fun thing to do. And I'm a creature of habit. We all are as humans. I just haven't been for so long, so I'm repeating that cycle. Once I go, I'll pick up a couple of things, and then I might, a friend might have it. I'm constantly looking. Every time at a boot sale or shop, I'm always looking for original Xbox games, just because Goldtooth, I know he's literally down to his like half dozen. For example, at the top of my head, I know he's looking for Jaws, and I'm gutted because I saw Jaws in a CEX somewhere. I don't know where it was. I even looked in Bury the other week in case it was there, and he messaged me, he goes, oh, that's one of the ones I needed, I forgot. So I am sort of cautious of things like that, things people are looking for, because it's fun, isn't it, if you can find something for someone, But I'm hoping I'll get back to it next year. So that was one thing, was picking everything up and then getting rid of it. And the main thing why I don't like that is going to sound really, really contradictive, but again, it's just my personality. Obviously, I like collecting stuff, and it's a complete mess in here. Like you guys know it is. I know I stopped that little series just because I thought it was getting a bit repetitive. I might do it again, but I was showing upgrades to the game room and stuff. I did a few of those. I had some other ideas for videos, and I've only got so much time I can do with going to work. I can only do like 2 videos a week, otherwise I can't play any games, so I've got to limit my time, so I just put that one on the back burner. There was clutter in here, and that's kind of the main reason as well I stopped going to car boot sales, just because the clutter really bothers me. I know it sounds silly because this room is full of clutter, but everything has its place. So once you've kind of got things filled up, like, PlayStation 360, Xbox, and there's like PS1 stuff down there, got a Switch behind me, there's on the floor, there's a little stack of, everything's got a little space for what I have, and I have a bit of a one in, one out policy, and it's a bit of a pain. I bought a lot of Switch games recently because I've been loving roguelikes, and now the rack's almost full again, so I've got to pick and choose. It's nice to do sometimes, but sometimes it's a pain in the arse, to be honest. Once everything's full up, it's full up. I don't really like putting things in boxes. I chuck them in the loft because that stresses me out as well. I remember moving house at the old house. There was so much stuff we chucked in the shed. I had to get a whole Luton van just to get rid of things in the shed. We had a spare shower screen. Who has a spare shower screen? Spare dining room table. There was a gas cylinder, like a propane gas bottle, Never had a gas barbecue, so I don't know where I acquired that from. And the loft has become like that. We always put stuff in the loft every now and again. Go up there, you know, you get a suitcase down. You're like, right, while you're up there, chuck this up. And I'm always like, hold on, should we chuck this up? Because once it's up there, no one knows what's up there. I don't want to, if I do move in the future, I don't want to have the same problem of so much stuff in the loft. So I really am cautious of clutter. Again, it's a fine edge blade of a sword, because you don't want to clutter. And for example, in the corner over now, I'm looking at, there's a I think it's for an Xbox 360, the Ferrari Spider steering wheel and pedals, and I haven't used it for ages. And my sort of theory is, if I haven't used something in a year, you're probably not going to use it again for another year, 2 years, so you might as well get rid of it. And I haven't used that in about 2 years, and I know it trades in for a little bit, so I think, oh, I'll trade that in. But then I think, well, what if I do want to play Formula 1 2011? Do you know what I mean? You start thinking these ridiculous things. But yeah, sorry, no format or structure to this, unscripted as always. But yeah, just made me think. I haven't been to a car boot sale in almost a whole year. It has been a whole year. Again, Scott and Mitch, please confirm that for me. I have cleared all my backlog stuff, so hopefully now I can go to a car boot sale again in the new year. I'm not hardcore car boot sale. You know, like Sega Saturn Lad, for example. He's got he's got 2 channels. He's got one SSL boot sales, just for car boot sales, and Mitch, I know, does it in the winter as well. And they go on the, you know, the concrete ground ones. There's one local to me in Lee, and they've got the torches out. But yeah, I'm a fair weather car booter. A bit like my gaming. I'm a casual gamer, not hardcore. But yeah, the clutter really does bother me. I don't like having all the clutter and mess. It's stressing me out. And now I've got rid of it, I feel better. Yeah, I think that was all I wanted to say, to be honest. That's just why I haven't been to car boot sales this year in 2024. Just kind of thought I'd share a little story with you. But yeah, let us know. I mean, I hope you guys can motivate me a little bit. Let me know, what have you found at the car boot sale? Have you experienced something similar where you've sort of lost your mojo with that aspect of it? Or have you actually had some good finds at the car boot sale? Have I missed out? I don't know. I've even refrained from watching as many, you know, like there's only so much time you can have watching videos. I've even refrained from watching too many car boot ones. For example, I haven't watched much of Ed Hunt's for a little while, to be honest, just because obviously his one's all out hunting. A lovely guy, Ed. I've met him, you know, quite a few times at conventions and stuff when he's stalling out. But I know if I watch it, then it will tempt me to go back, and I wanted to make sure everything was cleared, and I have cleared everything now. So yeah, perhaps I'll dive back into the car booties. But obviously you guys that are subscribed to the channel. Did you enjoy those videos? I know they tended to get quite good views. But yeah, I didn't want to do those videos and get stuff just for the sake of it. But I have cleared it now, so I could go back looking for stuff. But I'll be a lot more reserved. My collecting, this happens to everyone. You know, you sort of change and you realise some things have got to go. Don't take anything for the sake of it. I remember Ali the Retro Hunter saying it to me. When I first started coming in, when we first met, I remember he said, one time he said to me, I've calmed down, like I didn't know what he meant. He said, you used to pick up just like, you're like, oh, shiny thing, I get really excited. I'd like pick up a few things from each. I get to the till and he'd be like, are you sure? I have to look through, like I couldn't afford it all, and then put some certain stuff back. I used to literally just want everything, and you can't. You've got to sometimes put the old horse blinkers on and block out. I'm just talking metaphors now, which means I've gone on for way too long. Right, I'm going to cut it there. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Cheers. I'm Mario. And I am the Hedgehog. And today, with this...